staying up late and waking up early, the classic lie no one's ever told you about. You're probably feeling pretty proud of yourself right now, aren't you? Pushing through until 1 or 2 a.m. to crush that deadline, grabbing just 3 or 4 hours of sleep, then forcing yourself out of bed at 5 a.m. to own the day with discipline. You see it as ironclad proof of your steel will, your unbeatable hustle, your edge over everyone else. Society cheers you on like a warrior. Co-workers give you that admiring nod. Your family brags about you. On social media, posts screaming, "No sleep, big wins," rack up thousands of likes, and you buy into it completely, ready to treat sleep like some heroic sacrifice. But right here, let me shatter the illusion. Staying up late and waking up early isn't the superpower you think. It's not elite discipline. It's a slow-burning time bomb you're holding tight. And that proud smile on your face simply means you haven't heard the ticking yet. Look around. How many people do you know living exactly like this? They brag about sleeping little like it's a trophy, about grinding through exhaustion like it's strength, about slamming black coffee to stay sharp as if it's a medal. They believe they're hacking the system, beating the clock, becoming their absolute best. But after decades quietly watching thousands of these people, I can tell you the truth. They're not winning. They're quietly losing. Real productivity slowly slips away. Creativity gets strangled. Memory fades. Emotions swing like a broken pendulum. And most critically, their health, the very thing they think they're investing in by squeezing out extra hours, is bleeding out slowly, without any fanfare. Have you ever wondered why these hustle heroes so often look older than their years, with dull skin, dark circles, and snapping at people for no reason? They blame work pressure. But the real pressure comes from fighting something evolution wired into every cell over millions of years, your natural circadian rhythm. They think they're mastering time, but time is mastering them. They believe sleeping less is smart saving, but they're actually taking out a high-interest loan on their future. And that debt comes due as burnout, illness, depression, and decisions they'll regret forever. It's woven into the fabric of modern hustle culture. Students pulling all-nighters to get ahead. Office workers staying late to prove their worth. Entrepreneurs rising before dawn to dominate the market. The mantra, rise and grind, gets treated like unbreakable truth. No one dares push back because it sounds like laziness or weakness. That silence turns it into a collective delusion, one that feels empowering while quietly wrecking us. Picture this. You're flying down the highway, pedal floored, no rest stops ahead. You tell yourself, "I'm good, I can handle it." The engine's roaring, the car's still moving, but the pistons are red hot, oil is low, and the cooling system is screaming. You can't hear it over the noise. That's exactly what staying up late and waking up early does to your body. You're speeding along on empty, and the scariest part? You're proud of it. You brag, "I only need 5 hours and I'm fine." On the surface, maybe. Inside, stress hormones flood your system, your immune defenses crumble, and key brain regions literally shrink. You just don't notice because you're too busy showing off. Here's the painful irony. The more someone boasts about short sleep and early rises, the deeper they sink into chronic burnout. The harder they push, the more they have to push to catch up. More coffee, more supplements, all labeled discipline. Meanwhile, the quiet ones who simply sleep on schedule and wake naturally are often the most consistent, creative, and healthiest. They don't post about it, so you never see them. You only see the burning bright on your feed until they flame out. And here's the real gut punch. You're not a victim of your job or society's pressure. You're a victim of a lie that's been packaged as truth, a lie that tricks you into destroying yourself voluntarily. then thanks you for becoming successful. It convinces you rest is weakness, deep sleep is luxury, and your body is a machine you can reset with sheer willpower. But your body isn't a machine. It's a finely tuned ecosystem designed to follow sunlight, not screen glow. When you flip that switch on purpose, you're not hacking the system. You're hacking your own life force. You're wondering now, aren't you? If staying up late and waking up early isn't the answer, why does everyone chase it? Why all the praise? And if it's wrong, what's actually right? Stick with me. What I'm sharing isn't guesswork. It's decades of watching the same pattern repeat across thousands of lives, starting with pride, ending in collapse. And when they collapse, they still don't get why. I'm a health expert and longtime researcher in sleep science and human chronobiology. Over decades of studying large-scale data and observing real people, one thing stands out. Everything we've been taught to celebrate about staying up late and waking up early as the ultimate discipline and success symbol is quietly contradicted by the science. Large meta-analyses tracking millions of people show that sleeping under 7 hours a night, the exact flex so many hustlers brag about, raises overall mortality risk by 14%. That's not speculation. It's from long-term cohort studies. Risk climbs 16% for men and 14% for women, compared to those getting 7 to 8 solid hours. Even short-term sleep loss hits hard. Controlled studies on partial sleep deprivation reveal attention, working memory, and decision-making drop dramatically, sometimes worse than being legally drunk. A major meta-analysis shows executive function in the prefrontal cortex, the part controlling impulses and planning, takes a serious hit. You tell yourself you're still performing fine, but the data says you're operating far below your real potential, stacking up mistakes you don't even notice. The damage compounds. Experiments limiting sleep to 4 to 6 hours for 2 weeks show cognitive performance keeps declining even when people feel used to it. They think they're sharp. Objective tests reveal fading long-term memory, creativity, and emotional control. Many slip into micro-sleeps, those tiny lapses lasting seconds that can cause accidents or terrible choices. Then there's social jet lag, the mismatch between your natural chronotype and forced schedule. For night owls forced into early rises, that gap can hit 2 to 3 hours and links directly to higher depression, metabolic disorders, and heart risks. In high-pressure environments, evening chronotypes paired with this pattern raise type 2 diabetes and obesity risk, not from laziness, but from cortisol chaos, leptin and ghrelin imbalance that drives constant cravings and fat storage. We love stories of Edison, Tesla, or modern CEOs who claim they thrived on 4 or 5 hours. But long-term data shows those are rare exceptions who often paid later with health, or exaggerated. Most truly successful people who last decades actually sleep consistently and sufficiently. Short sleep raises mortality 12 to 14% and costs economies billions in lost productivity every year. Even more striking, sleep deprivation spikes beta amyloid, the protein tied to Alzheimer's, and damages the hippocampus, your memory hub. Brain imaging after 24 hours without proper rest shows reduced blood flow to the prefrontal cortex and less cognitive flexibility. You think you're beating time. You're actually running your brain in emergency mode with no full recovery. After all these layers, the contradictions pile up. Studies on morning people show they often have lower depression risk, better BMI, higher income, and healthier habits, but only when that morningness is natural. When night owls are forced into early schedules, those advantages vanish. Metabolic risks jump 25%, depression 40%, and performance drops as if they lost 2 hours of sleep. Short sleeper genes exist in just 1 to 3% of people, letting them function well. For the other 97%, long-term data shows clear harm. Adaptation illusions fool people in short experiments, but objective tests prove performance keeps slipping, equivalent to drunk driving levels after 2 weeks. Polyphasic sleep works only in extreme emergencies. Long-term, it spikes inflammation and mood disorders. Yet here's the powerful twist that changes everything after 2 decades of research. Staying up late and waking up early is actually right, and incredibly powerful, but only when done the smart way. Not the forced, sleep-deprived version society worships, the version that honors your personal chronotype and builds high sleep regularity. Sleep regularity, going to bed and waking at consistent times that match your biology, predicts health outcomes better than total hours alone. Someone getting 6.5 to 7 consistent hours aligned with their chronotype outperforms someone getting 8 erratic hours full of social jet lag. For true morning larks, early rising after deep, sufficient sleep unlocks a golden window of peak cortisol, cleared adenosine, and maximum focus and creativity, all reset powerfully by morning sunlight. For true night owls, peak performance often comes later at night for deep creative work, with a later but still consistent rise that still catches strong morning light. The nuance is everything. Deliberate late nights can fuel intense flow-state projects if followed by full recovery sleep, not chronic debt. Early rises work when they fit your rhythm and create structure, not when they override it. The highest discipline isn't sacrificing sleep to prove toughness, it's listening to your body, protecting core sleep like it's sacred, and using those aligned hours for deep work instead of fighting your biology. This is the Sentinel hypothesis in action, the evolutionary gift of chronotype diversity that kept ancient groups safe. Today it means you get to claim those quiet, uninterrupted golden hours that modern life steals, without paying in health. People who shift from forced hustle to this personalized alignment stop bragging about little sleep. They gain real productivity, stable mood, and lasting vitality. After traveling through every layer, the initial shock, the hidden costs, the science, the biology, the evolutionary mismatch, and the research paradoxes, the picture is clear. Staying up late and waking up early isn't the simple answer to success, nor is it a complete lie. It's an incredibly powerful tool, but only when you flip it from collective self-punishment into personalized self-respect. You don't have to abandon the idea. You just have to align it with your chronotype, demand regularity, and always pair the push with full recovery. That's when it becomes the real edge. If you've stayed with me this far, you're standing at the door of a completely new understanding of sleep, productivity, and yourself, one that doesn't require bragging or burning out. I don't claim absolute truth. I share what decades of observation and data have shown me. When someone truly grasps this nuance, their life shifts quietly but profoundly. To keep the conversation going in this series, here's a small teaser from my research. Next, we'll dive deeper into how light, the strongest time cue of all, and our modern environments are reshaping chronotypes in surprising ways, plus fresh paradoxes around light hygiene that no one's talking about. It will make you see your bedroom and your phone in a whole new light. Because this journey isn't over. It's just stepping into the most subtle, powerful layers yet.